I'm going to do a tutorial, just a short tutorial on some Windows stuff. Windows tutorial. I've just got a list here of some things I want to bring out. There's tons and tons of stuff you can do with Windows. I just want to go through some key things that will be useful to you. Now, first is shortcuts. Now, these Control plus letter shortcuts, you need to understand and memorize these. Undo, redo, select all, cut, copy, paste. Any image, any text, or anything. So watch this. I highlight this. Control X to copy, to cut, Let's undo that. Copy, paste. See, you can do this stuff really fast when there are things that can take you minutes otherwise, and you need to select all, see, copy, paste. It's very important to learn these. They're universal shortcuts for virtually every program for a reason. These are as important as your mouse. There are many other shortcuts you can do that aren't so important, but these ones here are important. So pause the video, look at these, try and memorize them. They're important. And the minor one is zooming in and out depending on your program. It can be different depending on your program. It's usually hold Control and just scroll your mouse wheel, or hold Control and press the plus and minus buttons on the far right side of your keyboard. Sometimes the plus and minus near 9 and 0, but usually the plus and minus on the far right of your keyboard. Or sometimes it's page up and page down, which is on the right side of your keyboard near the top. So if you need to zoom in and out on some program and you can't figure out how, there will be multiple ways to do it. Just try holding Control and then try your mouse wheel, the plus and minus and the page up. Just try them to see. One of them will probably work. It's really handy for moving in and out of being able to see things. Okay, it's just shortcuts. Now, shortcuts are very important. Don't underestimate their importance. Now, I argue that mouse, even though mouse can be slow for some things, it's also better for some things. You don't want to excessively use Control shortcuts. You can mess things up accidentally and find yourself lost. But okay, that's a split screen Windows arrow shortcuts. Okay, if I select this window and I have to do Control arrow, this is not important, but it's just something you can use. It can be handy. Control arrow right. Hang on. Windows arrow, sorry. Windows arrow right. Windows arrow left. And press right. See, and you can Windows arrow up. Windows key arrow down, and if you go all the way down, it disappears and you can't go back. You can't. That's just something you might find handy. It's not that one's not important, but just thought I'd mention it. Okay, now desktop icons and hidden files and folders. I'll just see if I recorded properly. I pressed record. I wasn't sure if I pressed record or not. Otherwise, I have to start over. This is recording out. Okay, desktop icons and hidden. I'll do hidden files and folders first. So let's go just to any window, any folder anywhere, and you'll see this organize button. There's other ways to do it as well, but let's just do it this way. Organize. Go to any folder, and up the top left. This is on Windows 7. It might be on Windows others as well, but at least on Windows 7. Organize. Folder and search options. View. I've done this in another tutorial. I just thought I'd mention again. Hidden extensions for known file types, and what we'll do, we'll click apply and we'll go just minimize all this stuff, and you'll see Windows tutorials .text. It'll show the file extensions for each one, and normally these file extensions are hidden because if you try to rewrite the name, you can accidentally rewrite the file extension and fuck up the file. So if you need to edit the file extension, and there are reasons why, and I've explained that in one of the other tutorials as well, but if you have a reason that you need to edit the file extension, you can do that, unhide that, and then when you're done, just hide it back again. Now another one, I shouldn't show hidden files, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Normally they're hidden. Let's go new folder, right, Control properties, and we can select hidden, and now I've show hidden files, folders and drives. Now see, it's got a shadow to it. You can still see it. It's ghosty. It's ghostly. Now if I go don't show hidden files, it's gone. But I've got it by default set so you can show hidden files. There it is. That's just an option that if you want to hide files, you can set don't show, by default it should be set to don't show hidden files and folders, and there's a lot of stuff in your computer that are hidden so that you can't accidentally fuck it up, or to hide it from other people who aren't so computer savvy. Someone is computer savvy, he's going to do this automatically, show hidden files anyway. So that's one way to hide files and folders that you don't want people seeing who aren't computer savvy to see. So let's just get this off hidden, make it full again. Okay, so the next thing I was going to do was desktop icons. Okay, let's just take a folder and we'll copy with the control key shortcuts, paste. Now, a folder and a shortcut in an exe or some kind of file, you can do this different ways. But if I go right click the folder, properties, all these tabs here. Now, in one of these tabs, it doesn't matter what item you choose. Most items, icons, and all this stuff, you can be able to have some kind of context menu up here, and you just find one that says change icon. Now on this, on the folder, on the customize tab, you can see change icon. So you change icon, and you can change all these are the default ones. There's tons of default ones. Alright, and what we'll do, here's some of my icons. We'll change awesome face icon. Okay, apply. Now, if it doesn't apply, just press F5 to refresh. Well, we've just made our new folder to this. Now, if you can see all over my desktop, I've got custom icons for everything. I've made some of these myself, and I've just downloaded them and converted them into icon files. I'll explain that in a minute, but it's cool to have this stuff because it makes it easy to navigate and find where everything is and know what everything is. It's not just for show. So this shortcut goes into that file, still goes into the file just as well. But if I was to copy that shortcut now, copy paste, it should, no, it's not going to do it. Sorry, that's what I did. Copy, paste shortcut. There we go. It's going to copy the icon as well that folder's using. It's going to link to it. So you can change the file icon itself, and then you change a shortcut. You make a shortcut to it, and it'll copy the same icon. That's why all these icons to shortcuts to things are all the same as that. They link to the same thing. But you cannot just change the icon of the folder or file. You can change the icon of the shortcut as well. Have its own one. So let's go properties. Now it's different tabs, different stuff. So let's see, where do we go? Shortcut, change icon. There we go. Shortcut, change icon. Change icon. It's got the default one that it's already preset. It's linked to that. Let's go to another one. Icons, games. Let's go do Mario. And we've made Mario, a Mario icon. Now, if you see my other tutorials, you can make a PNG with a transparent background. So it doesn't have to be square or round or whatever. You can make your own custom icons yourself. You can draw them yourself. And you go to some kind of PNG to icon website and just convert your PNG into an icon. It's easy to do that with a website. You can do it with programs, but it takes longer. Just easy just to go to just type in PNG to ICO, and the website will come. Just click the first one, will comes up, and just upload your PNG with a transparent background. And we'll do that right now. We'll delete this shortcut. We'll make another shortcut. Paste shortcut. We'll go to Google Images. What will we look up? Donald Trump PNG transparent icon. Transparent, yeah. Here we go. The picture of his head. Is it transparent? Okay, this is how you tell if it's transparent. You see these grey and white blocks, and the image is in front of it. That signals that it's a transparent PNG. Now, some pictures that you get off Google Images will be a fake transparent PNG. They'll just be a screenshot of it. They will load instantly. If you notice, there was a progress bar there. It was loading. Transparent PNGs will take longer to load. So if it takes a while to load, you'll know that it's... See, that one loaded quick, and it's got a white background. It's not transparent. But you can actually import it into Swiss Max and actually just make a transparent background white, and you should be able to do it that way. That's not transparent. This one's loading. Oh, no, it's not. The longer they load, the more chances there are of being transparent PNG. Just pick this stuff up and learn how it goes. Okay, this is the only, of this group here, this is the only transparent PNG, and we'll prove it. It might not be, but yeah, we go. See, you can see that it's transparent. It's a transparent background. So let's go, open another window. We'll go to just like PNG to ICO. Remember, you can make these yourself. You can make them in Swish Max. Choose File. Where's Donald Trump? Here he is. Upload. This is how quick and easy it is. Convert icon. There's all different websites you can do this in. And there's our file. We'll just cut it. Now you want to stick this somewhere safe. Your icon file. Now what we got is, we got the original PNG and we got the icon file. And so we just stick your icon file, just name it Trumpet, and stick it in your pictures folder or somewhere safe where it's never going to be moved, because if you move it, your icon will no longer work and you'll get an ugly looking default icon. So we'll just leave this on a desktop for now, just to show the point. We'll change the shortcut icon, change icon, browse, desktop, and is that the icon file? Yeah, it's the icon file, Trumpet. We'll open, there we go, OK, apply, close, and if it doesn't load, just press F5, and we've got Donald Trump as a shortcut to a folder. That's how simple it is. You can have the shortcut different to the actual folder or file itself. You can change icons freely for anything. Just right click, go to properties and change icon. This has got one default for Swift Talker. That's the anonymous voice. And you just change your own icon. Properties, just got the default icon. Change your icon. Just go through the defaults. You can choose one of the defaults which are crap, or you can choose your own custom awesome one. So let's delete all that. Simple as. And you can make your own, you're making your own icons. And I've made a lot of these icons myself. Like that one's made by me, that one's made by me, that one's made by me. I think that one might be made by me, I'm not sure. But you can do that, if you learn how to do this stuff, and it's really simple, you can do amazing things. Now, hidden, and there's another way to do hidden files and folders. This is a cool way. I say what we'll do, we'll make a folder and we'll make another folder inside it. No, we'll just do one folder first. We do the same thing, properties, customize, change icon. Now if we scroll over here, just scroll a little bit, just not too far, and then there's some blank spaces. These are empty icons, blank icons. Just choose any one of them, click apply, and F5 if it doesn't load, and you got no, it's invisible. Now mine shows an outline. There's a setting on Windows that can actually disable that outline. If you go it in different places, you can't see it. But basically, if we make another folder, stick that in there. Now you can see the name. Look, you can't see the icon. You change different view. Now all you can see is, if we make another folder and we just click that, there we go. The only thing you can see there is the name. Well, you can make things with an invisible name as well. You just go to character map. In fact, you can do this. You do character map, and it'll come up, and it's character map. There's another way. I've actually built a lot of things that are hidden in Windows in my anonymous IRC client. Just go to, I'm not sure if this only works in advanced mode or just simple mode. You can go to security and just change simple mode and advanced mode. But let's go to menu, run, and this just is your access to things in Windows that are not normally, that you can't normally access it. The things that are in there, they're just a little bit hidden. And one of those things are character map. That's another way to do it, through my Anon IRC client. But whichever way you do it, we'll scroll down near the bottom somewhere. Here we go. Here's some invisible characters. All kinds of invisible characters. Now they may look identical, but these are actually different. There's different codes to them. You can see they've got different names and everything. So let's just choose one of them. Double click it, and it's actually, you can't see it, but it's, so you can highlight it. So just Control C to copy. Or you can't right click it, so you have to use Control C to copy it. Now we'll go in here and we'll paste the name as nothing, and it's got no name. It has got a name, you just can't see it. Let's just choose this one, and there we go. It's completely gone. You can't see it. It's invisible. We'll move it on the desktop, and which is that? And there we go. See, it's a hidden. You can't even drag and drop it. You can't even see it dragging and dropping it. But you can get rid of that outline. I just have it there for a reason. That's how you can do hidden. You can do that to any file, any. Look, I can do this to my game. Let's go to my programs. Copy game. We'll go character map. So there we go. Copy of my game with no name. I should actually do that. Just spin a few people out. Let's delete that one. You can have icons on your desktop with no name. Now, if you use the same symbol twice for the same, let's just do this cheap way. If you use the same symbol twice on the same, there you go. If you use the same symbol twice for the same shortcuts, watch. If we go, we'll do two folders, right? Two folders, two of the same thing. We'll do that. Now we do the same thing with the same exact symbol. It's going to see it's going to overwrite. And so what you do is you can just use different ones of these. Where are they? Of these empty symbols. There's tons of them. Or you can just do two of them. Just click that one. Like that, right? We'll just click it a few more times. We've got a few more of them. You can do it 20 times. You can just do any combination. You can do a combination of different ones and just make up different names. And they're all invisible. They have names. They're just by default. They've got no graphic for. They're just invisible. So that's how you can do hidden stuff in. Look, I can do. Oh, this would be more difficult. I can actually. I'm going to do this now. This would be cool if it works. This would be cool if it works. Okay, we'll do make a move. We'll make it 100. We might actually be able to make an icon that's transparent. It'll only take a sec, so. Alright, and let's just export as PNG. Invisible. We'll go to the icon website too. We'll just refresh. Okay. Should be done in a second. Taking a long time for a simple 100 pixel by 100 pixel empty space, but it will. Here we go. Come on. It should have a completely invisible. I've never done an invisible one, but it's coming up black. It's not working. In fact, what I can do, let's try this. If I can make that to 1 pixel, I'll just modify test if it's transparent. Export transparency. Let's do this as line. Just make it 1 pixel by 1 pixel. You'll see the pixel, so just as a test. We'll export. It might need some kind of graphic overlay to be able to make it transparent. There's ways, tricky ways you can do that. What I can do is I can make it with any color, and I can make it 1% transparency. So there will be a graphic as a layer, but you won't be able to see it. It'll be that faint that you won't be able to see it. It will just be 1 pixel in the corner that you won't be able to see. So it'll be a little trick. So this should work. If it doesn't, I don't know what the hell I've done wrong. There we go. See, we just needed another layer. Now you can't see that pixel because it's too smaller than the actual resolution in this. It goes invisible. So what we'll do, I don't know if this website's gonna make it work. It might bug it out. What's name is it called? Movie. There we go. Invisible. It may bug out. It might not be able to interpret it, but we'll see. It looks like it works, and it works. So what we do, invis, delete the old one. That's an icon file, invisible icon file. So let's take my game. We'll run. Whoops! I accidentally right-clicked it out. resource hacker. Resource hacker. Alright, we'll take my game into there. Something's not working. What's going on here? Let's close all that. Close all that. I've right-clicked that and it's not working. Something's crashed, damn it. It might be because it's got no name and it's trying to read the name. Let's try this again. Yeah, it's because of the name, I think. Something's bugging out. I'll do that. What I'll do, I'll just rename it for now and we'll fix that later. There we go. Yeah, that works. It's just the name. It's trying to struggle reading the name. Let's go back to resource hacker. I've never done that before, so obviously that's some weird thing and it should load. Yeah, we go. So we'll just do this in a different sequence. Replace resource. Go to desktop in Viz. I don't know if this is going to work, but we'll see. It looks like it will. Save as test.exe. So far so good. Now I'll close that. Character map. And we'll I should really do this. Spin some people out. Alright, make an invisible character. Make the name invisible, and there we go. We have a program that's invisible. An invisible program. And it's my game. Watch, we click it and it opens. Just some fancy ideas you can do. I've got I haven't deleted my game, have I? No, I've just made a copy. Alright. Let's just delete all that shit. You can do some cool stuff like that. What's next? Show hidden files, hide files, I just covered that. Command prompt DOS. Now, just sort of mention this. This is where a lot of command line arguments, things that you normally don't access through other ways, you can actually, and pretty much everything you can do on your computer, you can access through command line, through command prompt, which I call DOS. You just type CMD, right click, make it shortcut to a view if you want, or just click it, and this is command prompt, which I call DOS. Yeah, just go www. You can do web stuff too. Facebook.com. Sorry, ping. Oh, so obviously it's pinged another. Oh, www seems to do the same as www by accident. But I know that IP. That's actually, it is Facebook's IP. It's a different. It's maybe some server I've never accessed before or something. I don't know. The 157 and the others are right, but the 240 I'm not familiar with. Anyway, we get the idea. You can do all kinds of stuff with that. You can command dot. You can go back to the universal. You go directories and there's all kinds of. You can look that up. You can find all the stuff you can do on command prompt. Basically, all so-called hacking tools and shit like that, they always use command prompt. They think they're elite hackers and stuff. Well, they can't program a user interface, can they? They use basic script kiddie command line crap. They can't actually make anything. They're using shit that's already made by someone else, and they just do a simple command line crap. It's pathetic. People who can actually make stuff. Stuff like a graphical user interface where you interact with, stuff that actually does something that makes sense that anyone can use, not confusing basic command line stuff with no graphics or animations or interactions or anything. It's just stupid. So DesktopX, now this is important. Now, let's go. This website should be still up. I don't know if it works with Windows 7, and I'll explain that in a sec. But here we go, DesktopX, it's still StarDoc, yep. Now, I don't know if you can use this for Windows 7 or even Windows 10, but I'll explain what this program is and what it used to do. Now, first I'll explain operating systems. Now, what I consider the most important operating systems of all time were Windows 95 and Windows XP. Windows XP being my favorite operating system all time. Windows 7 is basically just an upgrade of Windows XP. With some additional functions and 64-bit mode and everything like that. Now, after Windows 7, Windows, for better or worse, it is the best operating system by far. Everything else is basically shit. The only reason people use Macs is it's an operating system for those who just want to be different. It's made for LGBT people, homosexuals, people who are perverts, weird people who just want to be different and try and stand out, with who are too stupid to use 2 mouse buttons, so they need 1 mouse button. Macs are shit. You look into PC versus Mac. Just Google that stuff. You find some hilarious YouTube videos and that kind of stuff. The arguments Mac users make to why Macs are superior is stuff like it has less colored buttons or something like that. It's got less or more colored buttons or colored buttons. It's just stupid shit. It doesn't make any sense. But there's no argument there. Macs are shit. They're meant for weird people and perverts and shit like that. Now Linux is the third runner. Linux is used by script kiddies who want to be hackers. They think that they're safer on Linux from what they do. They're safer from attacks. That's the only legitimate argument they can make, is that they're safer from attacks. Their operating system is shit. They can't do as much as they can on Windows. And they think that they're safer. Now the argument behind that is that Linux is less targeted and attacked than Windows. So you're less likely to be attacked. But Linux is largely untested against attacks. It's actually more vulnerable than Windows. Windows has been attacked and all the holes have been patched as much as possible. Windows is the most, as people don't want to admit this, but despite Windows being the most attacked, it is the most defendable platform, a defendable operating system. Linux is very, very vulnerable. And anyone who wants to write their own code and hack an operating system target Linux is the most vulnerable. The best operating system of all to use to this day is Windows 7. It's an upgrade it's based on Windows XP, and it works. It's the best operating system, Windows 7. Now Windows 8.8 or 8.1, Windows 8 was a downgrade from Windows 7. What they did is they took a lot of shit out of Windows 7. They made a light operating system that wasn't built for a computer. It was built for all devices, mobile phones, tablets, computers, everything. Now, they removed a lot of shit from Windows and made a dumbed down, broken version. It was very broken, and the whole menu system was completely fucked up. And by trying to do everything, they never succeeded at anything. Windows 8 was so fucking broken that they did this massive patch. And in fact, it was that broken that you didn't even have a shutdown button. You couldn't shut your computer down. You had, I brought a laptop that actually came with a pre-installed shutdown button on the taskbar, because it doesn't come with its own shutdown button. Who makes shit like that? It's fucking ridiculous. So Windows 8 was completely broken, and they made Windows 8.1 to fix some of it, and in the end they faced so much criticism that they said, okay, fuck it all, Windows 8's irredeemable, let's just start over again, we'll just revert all that shit, we'll make Windows 10. So what Windows 10 was, it was basically Windows 7 with some of the Windows 8 shit that is useless, and it's a broken version of Windows, so between Windows 7 and Windows 8. Now, what Windows 10 is a phrase that perfectly explains it. Windows 10 isn't the operating system that users need; it's the operating system that Microsoft needs. Now, it's got all this tons of spyware shit that only serves Microsoft's monetary gain interests. It makes you very vulnerable, very, very vulnerable to spying and backdoors, all kinds of stuff. It is very unsafe, despite them saying otherwise. It's very unsafe. There's a lot of shit you can do to it. It's so bad that people made tools to remove all the spyware. In fact, on one of my major devices, I use one of these tools. I've lost the tool now, so I can't undo what I've done. But on one of my devices I've got Windows 10 on, it removed all that shit and blocked a lot of that shit. They even try to force you to sign in with an email address and everything. It's fucking ridiculous. Windows 10's fucked. It's it's unsafe, and Microsoft are spying on you big time. So Windows 8 is broken. Windows 10 spies on you, and it's still broken. Some of the older stuff is often the best. So the best operating system is Windows 7. Don't upgrade to Windows 8 or 10 or whatever. In fact, Microsoft are actually charging people to downgrade to Windows 7 because Windows 7 is better. Now, as far as I've heard, they're trying to make it so that you have to pay a subscription to get updates for Windows 7. But stay away from Windows 10, stay away from Windows 8, stay away from Mac shit, stay away from Linux shit. If you want to do that, use a separate drive and just play with it. If you want to use a main drive for things, use Windows 7. So DesktopX, StarDoc, there's a company called StarDoc, and they made this awesome program called DesktopX. Now it lets you modify, at least in the day, back in the old days, it let you modify Windows XP hugely. You can turn it into something that looks absolutely nothing like Windows. I'll give you an example. I just go through Google. I did this before just to see a couple of pictures. DesktopX, and none of this will be remotely to what you can do to really do it. These are just some basic screenshots here. This is what you can make your operating system look like. You can have all kinds of things functioning and stuff that command line bullshit. You can build your own. You can build your own interface. This is all DesktopX kind of stuff. You make your own media players, your own operating system interface, your own widgets, gadgets, things. You can lock them onto your desktop and build them in, have them built into your desktop background. But you can look through this stuff and see. You can build. You could, at least back in the time, you could basically use Windows XP as a base to build your own operating system. I did this. I heavily modified Windows myself. Modified everything in Windows. I basically built my own operating systems out of Windows XP. And when I was working with the with the FBI and my involvement with pre-WikiLeaks with Julian Assange, all the stuff, all the intelligence stuff that I was involved in, I used my own homemade operating system based on Windows XP with DesktopX and other tools as well, but mostly DesktopX. But you can make all this shit and a lot more. It's not showing some really cool stuff. What you could do, if I remember right, I haven't done this in like well over a decade, I think. But what you could do was you had a secret key that you could say. So say just like Windows key Q. And you could swap from just a normal Windows like we got here in my screen. In a split second, you could just go bang. You're in another mode. You're in another operating system. You got all this shit, monitoring shit all over your computer, all over your desktop. You can monitor all your PC resources, your network, all the IPs you're connected to on your network. You can log it. You can do anything. You can access any resource on your computer and make it do whatever you want to do, all from your desktop. And you have your two operating systems. You just got normal Windows mode, and then you just go bang. You need to use it, bang, you're straight in mode. That's how, imagine what you can do with that. That's what I used to do back in the day. And a lot of things I did with DesktopX. Now what happened was Windows bought out StarDoc. It was so successful, and a lot of people were making their own versions of Windows XP, that Microsoft bought out StarDoc and their DesktopX, and they used it to make Windows I think it was Vista and or Windows 7. I think it was both actually. All this arrow thing, it's not loaded now because I've got OBS on it. It disables it. But when you get the see-through windows and stuff like that, see-through taskbars and everything, that's all based on DesktopX. DesktopX made that. What Microsoft did, as all big companies do, and Microsoft's one of the worst ones at this, is they just buy people out and they just rip all the code and ideas, just steal it. Now, a lot of people like me used to build their own user interfaces and stuff, and Microsoft just bought out StarDoc and DesktopX, and they just they stole all of our shit that we made and used it and just used it themselves and sold it as Windows 7 and Windows Vista. That kind of shit happens all the time. But the only reason why there even was any upgrade since Windows XP, the only reason was because of StarDoc and DesktopX. It all came from them. All the upgrades came from them. That's why Windows XP was around for a long time, and that's the only reason why it was upgraded, because DesktopX was so successful. And Microsoft didn't make any of this shit themselves. Other people make it. So much I could say there. I was going to say, but it's a long topic of itself. I've already done command prompt. No, DesktopX, but I don't know if you can use DesktopX for Windows 7. You probably can, even for Windows 10 probably. But if you can, and you can do what you used to be able to do on Windows XP, which I haven't messed with this kind of stuff for a long time. You should be able to do amazing stuff. You just build your own operating system. In fact, look, as I said with my desktop icons, I build my own. These aren't all messy desktop. They're all in a specific place for a specific reason, and there's an order to them. I use these things all the time, and it constantly changes when I need to. And I've also got my own custom-made homepage with the same format of icons in a grid. And I did a tutorial on this, and I gave the files that you can make this yourself, your own homepage. I need to update this. Half this shit I haven't used in ages. And there's stuff that I do use that I haven't added to it. But I'm a fugitive on the run from the government. I haven't had access to be able to, and time to be able to go modify this stuff and modify my other operating system and stuff like that. I've been focusing on other things with what I can do. So, but when I get around to it, I'll change my homepage at least. And if I can get around to it, I might actually see if I can use DesktopX on Windows 7 and do what I used to do in the old days. So Godmode. No, this is cool. Now look, pause the video and look at this code here. If I remember, I'll actually code this in. I'll put this code into the description of the video. It's called Godmode. You can call it whatever you want, but I like to call it Godmode. Now this is really cool. As far as I know, it works in Windows 10 as well. Just make a folder. Name it whatever you want. Copy this code. And at the end of the name, just put it at the end of the name. Go to the end of the name and paste. And just click off the screen and voila, we have Godmode. What does Godmode do? Just name it Godmode or whatever you want to name it. Doesn't matter what name, whatever you want. We click it. We have access to basically every Windows settings, the hidden setting that you can, all in the same place, all at the same time. You can, all the shortcuts to anything you can modify on Windows. Simple as that. Just have a folder and just do that. Paste that code in at the end of the name, and you got Godmode. I've got one up there. So you don't have to go through all these menus and settings to find all hidden shit everywhere to try and find out where it is. Just make a Godmode shortcut, and you can access it from there. Everything. Some things that are very hard to find. So batch files. Batch files is a really simple concept. Now you might need to understand the grammar of a batch file. You can look this up on Google. I'll just give you one example. We've got Discord opener. Let's edit it. Now on this Discord opener we open two copies of Discord. Discord 2 and Discord 3. That's this and this. I've got them on my desktop to show you how to do this. So it just says start quotation marks B/B C users Terran Discord 2 Inc. Now this from C to Inc. This is the link of something that you're going to start. You can start EXEs. You can start shortcuts to anything you want. Now .inc is actually the name of a shortcut. Shortcuts are called .inc. It doesn't say that here because the file extensions are hidden. But you need to do the file extension of the file, otherwise it won't work. So it starts Discord 2 and it starts Discord 3. So you can add you can add 100 files to load up all at the same time. Basically, you click Discord opener, little command prompt pops up for a split second, and it opens two windows, one in Chrome, one in Firefox. and they both go to Discord, open up Discord at the same time on 2 different accounts. So how do I can load a specific room in a specific Discord channel. I can make 10 accounts appear on that same channel just with one click, with 10 different accounts. What I need to do that is, first, now you've got, this is a Chrome link, this is a Firefox link. So how do I do that? How do I make them separate? Let's right click the properties on the shortcut. We'll just copy and paste the shortcut into a text file so we can see it properly, all of it. Here we go. We got quotation mark, and in between those quotation marks is the location of the browser, the exe of the browser that we're going to open. So one says Chrome and the other one leads to Firefox. This one's Chrome, and after all that, you press a space, and then you just provide the link. And this link is just discord.app.com activity. You can make any link you want in any browser. Just link to the browser exe space followed by the web link. Simple as that. So we've made one goes to Chrome, and let's go to the other one. It will go to Firefox, and we'll just copy that, and we'll copy it next underneath it, and we'll see. See, this one goes to Firefox.exe with the same link on Firefox. Now, how do I sign into different accounts? Well, I've just basically got it to auto sign in. Chrome and Firefox, they're set up to automatically sign into a different account on each browser. So I'll just automatically sign in and go to a specific channel. I can go to a specific. I can make 10 accounts enter a voice channel at the same time. But I tested that earlier, and for some reason, I don't know if it's because I've got multiple accounts or the bot's blocking me, but I kept disconnecting over and over. Something was wrong there. But you can open as many web links or programs or anything you want all at the same time. You can do a lot more than that. You can perform all kinds of commands and stuff. But a simple thing is just if you want to open a whole bunch of stuff at the same time, make a batch file. So how do we make a batch file in the first place? Let's just delete that. What we do, we'll just make a text file. We'll just name it test. And we put the code in. Let's just do, we'll open this batch file and copy the code. We'll just copy both lines. You do a different command on each line. So we've got 2 tests now. Right, we'll just do the same. Just make it simple, and we'll save. So we open the text file, and it just opens up that. So how do we just turn this into a batch file? So what we do, we go back to folders and search options and view, and we unhide the extension. And see, it says text. It's a text file. It says txt. All we do is change it to bat, B-A-T. Yeah. And we have a batch file. And if we open that batch file, it's going to load the content in that format. And there we go. We just opened 2 windows. Simple as that's how you make a batch file. And when you're done, make sure to hide it, but go back to hiding extensions for known file types. In fact, what you can do is if you've got one batch file, just copy and paste the batch file and just edit the batch file and put your own shit in there. Or just change it to whatever. Discord 4, Discord 5, and if there's nothing there, you're going to get an error because it's not going to load. See? But yeah, just make one batch file and just copy and paste if you want to make others. If you want to access different things at the different times, or you want to perform a list of specific commands that you can use for a batch file, just do that. I've just got this Discord opener so I can log in with 2 different accounts at the same time to defend myself against certain attacks in Discord, just as self-protection mechanism, and load certain things. That's another story. But make no mistake, I'm not hacking. I don't hack. I will defend. If I need to defend myself, I will defend myself. I actually deliberately allow access to certain things. I lay honeypots for those who want to fuck with me. I'll give you an example. Back in the old days of DesktopX, I used to lay honeypots, and we didn't even call it honeypots back in the day. So wasn't copying anyone's idea of doing this. I did this on my own accord in the war against black hats that I did. I would leave specific open vulnerabilities in my computer, and I would lead them to specific places. And for example, I would have I would lead them to specific places that would show themselves being logged with a little message for them, and that would quickly learn their lesson. But I didn't try and necessarily defend myself against people trying to hack me. I would specifically allow them and challenge them to go through their threats of hacking me, and bait them to access a honeypot and learn their lesson. And sometimes I would actually do some defensive code back to do something back to them as a little warning, a harmless warning. So Godmode's done, batch files are done. Dream Scene, now this is cool. Now back in Windows Vista, there was something called Dream Scene, where you could make, I've got a desktop background here, it's just an image. So whatever I wanted to do a video, a cool animation of a video or something, I could do a whole football match, or I could just do a few seconds of a looping animation, and one or the other, anything. Any video you want, running as a video in the background. You can still do that, even in Windows 7, and I think Windows 10, I'm not sure. There's this thing called Dream Scene Activator. You find, however you can, get a copy of this Dream Scene Activator. And you have to, if you just use it normally, you're going to get an error. You can't use it normally. You have to right-click it, run as administrator. Yep. And then, obviously, I'm already enabled. You can enable or disable it. Simple. So, what it does is, if I write, here's a test video, a short, goes for a few seconds, 3-second video, or should I name background. Now, what you can do, just like you can do with images, you can right-click and set as desktop background. What it enables you to run, just run some code that's already in Windows. It just enables it. It's already in Windows, left over. They've just disabled it. All it does is enable it. So it lets you right-click and set as desktop background for videos. So what happens if we do? Okay, I know why I can't do this. It's because I've got OBS running. It's blocking it. What I'll do is, in fact, I'm near the end of the video. So what I'll leave audio running. I'll turn OBS off, because OBS is setting the Windows arrow off and everything. It's blocking from doing it. So I'll stop the video, and I'll stop speaking, and I'll just, at the end of this video, I'll just show an example of Dream Scene running. I can't show you it activating because OBS will block it. So I'll try and record in OBS if it lets me after Dream Scene's done. If I can't record through OBS, I'll just end the video. But after I'm done here, I'll just add an animation of the Dream Scene activating. Right, done with the video. Just watch the final seconds of the animation. That's just some ideas of what you can do with Windows. I can give you tons and tons of stuff, but that's just some few basic cool stuff that you can do. Alright, I'll leave you to watch the animation.